This is the best and cheapest iron farm for Minecraft Bedrock. You might be wondering, what makes this farm different? Well, it uses a unique design that prevents villagers from unlinking from job sites, which is a common problem in many other farms. Plus, it's super easy to set up. Here's the list of materials you'll need for the build. This farm comes in 2 box versions. One uses composters and the other uses 5 fletching tables placed in each corner. I'll show you how to build both versions step by step. They follow the same design, but I recommend using the fletching table version. It's much simpler and more reliable. And also, I'm going to explain how stacking works. I'll walk you through it step by step, and by the end, you'll fully understand how stacking works and how to build it correctly without breaking the farm. Before we start building, make sure you're at least 112 blocks away from any village. A village is any area with villagers, beds, and job sites. This includes default villages or places where you've manually set up a trading hall. If you're too close, it can interfere with the mechanics and break the farm. Start by removing 4 blocks from each corner of your platform. Then clear out all the blocks within that area. This should leave you with a 5x5 hole in the center. Now make that hole 8 blocks deeper. By the end, the total depth should be 9 blocks. Go down and start by adding 5 beds in 2 layers stacked on top of each other like so. Now, trap 2 villagers inside the hole. Drop in 2 stacks of any type of crop. Carrots, potatoes, or even bread will work. Then wait until they breed and you get 20 adult villagers. Make sure they're all adults. Baby villagers can't take jobs, and nitwits, which are the green villagers, are nearly useless since they can't work. Once you have your 20 adults, it's time to assign their jobs. No matter which version of the farm you're building, go to one of the corners and clear out some space. The size doesn't matter much, just make sure you have room to place 5 job sites on at least 3 sides of the space. This setup helps move most of the villagers out to have space to work. Now place 15 job site blocks in that cleared area. That will leave 5 villagers without jobs. Once you place additional job sites in this corner, those remaining villagers will walk over and claim them automatically. Next, add 1 composter in the center and place 4 fletching tables in the corners around it. Then place 2 trapdoors along with glass blocks to contain the area. Use a minecart and an activator rail to bring villagers inside. This works because the activator rail forces them out of the minecart automatically. Now, just push the villagers toward the minecart a little bit to be trapped inside. Once you have 5 villagers inside this setup, move to the next corner and place another set of job sites just like before. Make sure everything is ready. Then go back to the first corner and remove the 5 job site blocks we placed earlier. This will cause the remaining unemployed villagers to move toward the new job sites. Repeat this process until all 20 villagers are assigned and in place. Now for fletching tables, everything is the same except 2 things. You don't need anything, just 4 fletching tables like this and an activator rail placed like this. There's no need for glass blocks or trapdoors in this version, which makes the process much simpler and faster. Turn the dirt blocks in the middle into path blocks. Now cover up the farm and then add 1 hopper and 1 chest in the corner and put a glass block on top of the chest. Then add 3 signs with lava in this corner and water in this side, and add 1 campfire on top of the hopper. Sometimes items might get stuck in the corners, so adding 2 extra hoppers in that spot is highly recommended to make sure you don't lose any drops. Now comes the most exciting and important part of this video, stacking iron farms. This is where we take efficiency to the next level, and I'll show you exactly how it works. First, take a look at this image. As you can see, when working with village mechanics in Bedrock, a village can exist within a range of 76 blocks vertically and 96 blocks horizontally. But to be safe, we recommend leaving at least 120 to 150 blocks between each village. This extra distance helps prevent any accidental overlaps that could break your farm. Now, let's break down how stacking works. Wherever you place the beds, that exact spot becomes the center of the village. And from that point, a hidden range range is created around it, which we call the village bounding box. This invisible square is what defines the active zone for villagers, job sites, and golem spawning. In Bedrock Edition, you can't stack villages directly from the corners like you can in Java. So this is how we stack villages in Bedrock. First, we move 150 blocks away from the original iron farm to create a new village. To start that process, simply place a bed and bring in a new villager. This will create a fresh village. But here's the catch. The villager must be completely new. They shouldn't have been anywhere near the first village or iron farm. If they've ever been linked to the previous setup, the process won't work correctly. Now, bring in the second villager. You'll notice the first villager becomes the village leader, and his bed becomes the village center. As you can see, the first villager is the village leader, and his bed is the village center. But if I break this bed, which is for the first villager, the village center will transfer to the second villager's bed, and then we gotta place the bed a few blocks further and wait till villager get linked. Once it linked to the bed, we're gonna remove second villager bed to transfer village center back to the first village. That's basically how it works. We're moving the village bounding box that we created 150 blocks away from the first village. Now, when you're building the next stacked layer aside, there's one important thing to keep in mind. Even though we've shifted the village center, the original villagers can still detect iron golems. This means that if one golem spawns near the first village, it can prevent the second village from spawning a new golem. To avoid this conflict, you need to place the next village at least 16 blocks away horizontally from the previous one. Now, to start building the second village, first use blocks and move 150 blocks away, just like I said before. Now, we have two methods to transfer villagers. During daytime, you need to use job sites beside the beds to force villagers to move toward the farm location, but if you do it during nighttime, you just need to break beds. It's easier, but be careful about the mobs. Using two new villagers, create a new village. Then start breaking the beds one by one to carefully move the bounding box forward. Don't remove both beds at once, and don't move the second villager until he's linked to the new bed you just placed. It takes a little time, but if you do it right, you won't run into any problems. Now, repeat this process till you get both beds next to the hole. Now, carefully align both beds like me, and then start by moving the village bounding box to the bottom of the hole with villagers themselves like this. If you follow me correctly in the last step, beds should be aligned to the top layer, and then we can finish the farm. The process is the same. Just, we're gonna move the height of the beds step by step, one block lower like this. Should fit in the same place as they should be if you follow me correctly. Just move the beds to the bottom one by one. And once you move the beds, remove this part and move it to the bottom and move the beds once again. Just make sure to remove the beds carefully and don't remove both beds at once. Remove both beds at once. And you can add more, even stacking on top of each other, and you can follow the image I showed where I wanted to explain mechanics as a reference. Now, carefully add the 18 beds we need in this farm and then start breeding and repeating everything. If you follow everything correctly, it will work, and 100% it will be stable, so don't worry. If you enjoyed the video and loved the farm, consider leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. No pressure, of course. If you have any questions or run into any problems with your farm, join our Discord server. It's one of the top 10 largest Minecraft community servers on Discord with over 75,000 members.